as a COO of the company, I oversee all production aspects, quality control, and compliance issues. In Washington, if you have any grows, you have to have 8-foot fencing, along with site obscuring fabric and full-blown cameras that record 45 days worth of video and audio and 10 frames per second. State comes in, they can go back 45 days. We have 0 blind spots. Like you can see a young man walking outside of the garden right now. In this particular garden, we have 17 different angles that we can look at. Each camera itself has a 45-day chip on it. So if someone were to break in and steal our DVR, every one of the cameras in the grow still have playback capabilities. And each camera is a computer in itself, high-def camera. We're loving the regulations. We're loving the opportunity to pay taxes. It's nice to actually be able to load up that rider truck over there and drive it to a processing center.
Right behind a sheriff's station.
Yeah, that's the Moxie Police Department, and that's a great thing to have. These guys have come over, shook our hands, had thanked us for being compliant, and it's a great relationship. I mean, what more can you ask for, to have a legal marijuana 502 op right behind a police station? We're over here in Moxie. It's the hop capital of the world. 85 to 90% of all hops come out of this city, this little city. That kind of gives you a background why we chose this city. It's such a strong growing region. Conditions are just so perfect for everything that we do. We have several things growing here. We have some sativas. These are our double dreams. You see them as they're finishing up. You see the yellowing of the leaves here. And we have other things. We have Blue Diamond OG. At GFarma, we definitely don't use any pesticides. The state is very strict with pesticides that you can use, and they test here everything. They test all the way through for bacteria and mold residue and everything. So if you don't know what you're doing in the state, your marijuana would have to probably be thrown away or discarded. Here we have GFarma has a 30,000 square foot canopy. In Washington and soon to be California, you have a canopy. So what they say is you have a square footage that you can actually grow of canopy space. So they say you have 30,000 square feet. Well, you know, you have a 100 by 300 foot area that can actually be all plants, which is the ideal model, I believe. And I think that going forward, a lot of states will jump on board with that. You know, another thing that we have here that other states don't is the BioTrack THC system. BioTrack is a compliant inventory control system. It's the actual state system that Washington has adopted. It's a powerful system that basically gives you control of everything down from the seed start all the way to the retail side. The actual flower has a serial number and then follows all the way to the end. Every single one of these plants is tagged, and they have 16-digit unique numbers. And when we cut our garden, we have to put it into what's known as quarantine. So when I go through and I want to decide I'm going to harvest, like we just harvested 135 plants, right? I go in through and put it in a queue in the computer, say harvest cure, put it into wet weight. We got to weigh everything wet along with that serial number. And then we go through and send a notification to the Liquor Control Board officials that can come by into that quarantine area, which is the area that you see with the ropes outside. And basically verify that what you input into the computer is in fact correct. As the processing goes, when we take this full plant and process it, like as far as trimming, the trim will get its own unique serial number. The flower will get its own unique serial number. When we push it to the retail side, the retail side will then get its own unique number. So it gets tracked all the way down to the consumer for tax purposes and inventory control. As a company, it's a dream come true, you know. For the state, it is also just because it allows them to keep everybody compliant. And it's an incredible, great privilege to be able to be in a state such as Washington. And I remember Ada Gonzalez, the founder of the company, coming out here 2-3 years ago and just saying, man, I think I found the future of legalized marijuana is going. And he was right, man. I mean, here we are today, you know. GFarmaBrands, GFarmaLabs, the biggest thing about it is consistency. When every time we're asked, hey, what makes you guys different? What, you know, there's 1,000 different vape companies. Nobody has the quality standard or consistency that we have. Like I said, not par, above par, always in everything. We strive for excellence in everything that we do and every aspect. And it all starts here. It starts at the garden and moves its way, you know, all the way down to the retail center. Everybody that is hand-selected is the best at what they do. And in turn, that creates the best quality products and the most consistent products. And that's what we're known for. That's what separates us from the pack.